Hey, thank you for stopping by and watching. This is the FlowHive in Aracaria. It's the 7 flow frame model. I guess it's a FlowHive 2 is what they call it. This isn't going to be an assembly video. I just wanted to kind of brag about how well this thing's made. I assembled it probably about 2 weeks ago. Today is March 3rd. I get my bees in like 3 weeks. There you'll see some of the varnish I bought. I ended up not putting the varnish on it. I painted the whole thing. And I'm not a painter. It was kind of a nightmare. There you see, that's how the flow hives are packaged. Everything's packaged really well. It's just amazing. That's the flow hive itself. But if you look around there, you'll see all the parts and stuff. And, you know, the assembly was not too bad. I'm not the best mechanic or best assembler or anything to do with tools. I'm not very good at, but I actually managed on this, and it wasn't too hard. It took me probably altogether about 6 hours. I kind of worked off and on, and I'd take a break here and there. There you'll see that's the frames there, and then look at all the little, those are all the screws, nuts, and bolts. Each of those is labeled, and it tells you where they all go to. They even give you a few extras of everything. At least I hope there were a few extras. I haven't found any extra holes that don't have any parts in them or anything. Everything well assembled. There's some sandpaper there. I'm not sure what that's for. Well, I know what it's for, but I don't know what I'm supposed to sand. I didn't see anything. Everything was very well sanded already and smooth. My buddy Dave got me this book for Christmas. That's about how all this started. I've been wanting to get into bees for a while now. He got me the book. My girlfriend got me a mason hive. And so that's how this is all started. So I'm going to kind of get into this. I'll show you a few pictures of the assembly and talk to you a little more. Here are a few photos I took as I was going along. There you see the super. And here's one of the frames, the honeycomb guide on a couple of the frames. It got so repetitive that I put a couple of them on the bottom. I had to order some more frames because after I glued that sucker in, it was in there. There's the flow frame itself, the door to the flow frame, and then this is like an overall of the hive. Came out really well, really happy. Then we have, this is my bee suit. I ended up getting a bee suit from them too. I'll show you that a little bit later. Here's some of the painting going on after I decided not to stain it. I'm going to paint it like baby blue and some darker blue, put some clouds in it, maybe some grass, bee design. You can see the landing board and the base there. I may add some little flowers or something to the landing board there. And here's the super again. That's where I drain the honey out. If all goes well, I'll be draining a lot of honey. Now you can see I got the 3rd brood frame today on March 4th. It's intentionally painted this way. I want it to look like clouds up above. I haven't actually put the clouds on there, but I used a darker color on that 2nd brood box. And it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. That top box looks really good with the clouds and stuff. I think that'll help, especially once I add the clouds and maybe a bee or something flying around. I don't know. Try to keep it bee themed here. Back to the quality of this thing. It's just amazingly easy to put together. I mean, everything is labeled really, really well. Some of on the plastic, there were some sheets of plastic on there that were protecting it. Incredibly hard to get off, but once I got them off, it was fine. Could move on, but all the screws, everything was pre-drilled. Everything's really well detailed on the instructions on how to go through it. Inside the 2 bottom boxes, those are going to be the brood boxes. There's 10 frames in each of those. And then that top box that you see there that looks like it's got clouds on it, that's got the flow frames. So I've been watching and listening to a lot of people. There's a lot of negativity about these flow frames and stuff. I have watched multiple videos and heard nothing but good things, but you get on these forums and stuff and everybody's like bad mouthing it, saying how awful it is. Oh, you'll get plastic in your honey, which I find it ironic because the guy who was telling me that pours his honey directly into a big plastic jar and then bottles it. I've read about 4 books now. 2 of them were audio books. and I watch Frederick Douglass. Highly recommend his videos on flow hives and bees in general. Very knowledgeable. I've asked 4 or 5 questions on his YouTube page. He's answered every time. I also recommend Barnyard Bees. I've been watching a lot of his videos on YouTube, and he's got a lot of good videos also. And he's here in Georgia, so it kind of helps me a little bit, and it's easier for me to understand somebody who's in my environment as opposed. Frederick Douglass is up in the north, and he's got the snow and the cold weather, which we don't have a lot of here. Barnyard Bees is also where I'm getting my bees. He had a 2-package, I guess it's not a deal, but it was 2 packages with 1 queen. Hindsight 2020, everybody said I could have got by with 1 package, but what the hell, I'm new. I'm going to do 2 packages, and I'm going to learn. Hopefully I don't kill all the girls, and they all thrive and prosper. You can just see the quality of this. Those are all brass knobs and stuff. This thing, everything fit together. All the wood is laser cut, hence the darker marks on the side. Everything's laser cut. It fits like a glove. It's just amazing. There you can see the flow hives, and then hopefully I get a lot of honey out of these. I'm just in it for the honey. I'm not really in it to save the world. I'm not in it to do any of that. I do want to take care of my bees and manage my bees. I know that has to be done, and hopefully I can learn as I go, and I'll give a solid review if this thing works or if it doesn't work. Most of the people I think that say it doesn't work have never had one, at least according to all the forums and stuff I've been talking to. I'm really not one to believe everything I hear. I like to try it out myself. So I purchased this. It was an expensive purchase, but I'm going to judge for myself if it works. I'm not going to believe all the people talking trash about it or all the people talking about how good it is. I do believe Frederick Douglass and some of those guys. They're very knowledgeable. So I'm going to go with it, and we're going to see how it ends up. I like it so much that I bought a FlowHive suit, FlowHive gloves, and in a minute you'll see the smoker. I want to support these guys. I appreciate them making something like this. I'm not paying their mortgage by any means, but they deserve to make some money off of this. They worked hard. I'm not going to buy the cheaper Chinese version. I want to support these guys. I'm taking their beekeeper.org classes now. See a couple of veils I got there. And there's a smoker. I don't mind paying a little extra if it's helping these guys out, and they're helping me out. They've answered all my questions. Anyway, I got the bee suit on. Fits good. During the painting, we had a little mishap. You'll see it right here. I told you I wasn't good at all this painting and putting stuff together. Just call me Papa Smurf. I'd like to thank everybody for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I'll be doing a few more, especially once I get my bees.